Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Scoob, and welcome to Spider's Diecast. Thank y'all so much for being here with me today. So, anyway, been out for about a couple of weeks. It wasn't because of anything, bad. Uh, it's just, when you've been, doing it, for a while, sometimes you just, ain't up to it. But anyway, I am now. I am today, and then no new stuff coming in, but been working on a few customs. In the meantime, while I was out. So here goes nothing. There's the first one. Some of y'all from last year, y'all probably seen this one before, but I kind of reworked it. You know, basically, trying to wet sand the clear coat, trying to make it a little bit smoother, but there's a little mishap or two, that happens sometimes. But, I quickly remedied that begrudgingly because, that was a nice paint job I laid down at first, but it did give me the opportunity to put a little bit more what you call it? What's that word? I'd say sparkle into it. If you can look closely, you can kind of see a little bit more gold, a little bit more bronze into that green. Let me hold on. There you go. That's better. Turn that off. And you can kind of sort of see what I'm talking about. You probably had to see it in person. But anyway, that's the one of the first things I did. And of course, redid the badges and all that. It even did my headlights. You can see it better, with the flash off. And then reworked the carbon fiber. Just did it on the lip, but I kind of like it. And there we go. And then did the badges right there on the back. And of course, did the exhaust. Just the muffler, but that's all you need. Same wheels. This car was silver at first when I got it, but I messed up on it. So I was gonna put that right next to this green one that I did. The first one I did was blue. Yeah, that's right. That's the one I messed up. But anyway, this is good as new. So I'm pretty pleased with it. So anyway, moving on because we got a few more cars to do. This is my Alfa Romeo Tonale from Matchbox in green. But this is what it looked like at first. I had to use somebody else's picture because I kind of deleted mine on accident. So whoever's picture that is, thanks for letting me borrow it. So with that out of the way, what I did, it was not only just a wheel swap, but to also lower it just a little bit. So as you can see, as you saw from the before pictures, how low I gotten it. And yes, it can still roll. You know, a little rubbish here and there, but you know, it still rolls pretty good. And then I blacked out the little B and C pillars just to keep it from looking too toyish, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, the thing about these SUVs and hatchbacks, you know, that Mattel makes nowadays from Hot Wheels and Matchbox, they started, you know, doing that little post in the back seat or in the cargo area. Now, I prefer it, they do it in the cargo area, but, you know, it's a kind of ugly, you know, with that post, you know, down in the back either way. So I blacked that out with the little Sharpie, just as I did with the pillars right there on the outside. And you know, given that this is a Matchbox car, it didn't really need that much detail. So because it already got the front and rear headlights and grills and all that done. So yeah, we got some Easter eggs. You know, just let me pull out my screwdriver again. So yeah, like I said, I blacked out that post. But then, you know, in the cargo area, you know, you got some luggage. You got some bags in there. You know, which is a pretty neat touch. Pretty nice. So putting this back together. Oh yeah, to lower it, I had to, you know, cut off that, you know, cut out that, what you call it, those mud guards. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, it was a lot easier than I thought that would be. You know, just grinding them off. You know, just makes it easier to lower it, and then voila, there you go. And oh yeah, I used these. Ordered some more axles for Mod My Ride. You know, 10% off. You know, everything. So yeah, those are like 3 bags worth of 20. Like yeah, it's supposed to be like 25 in there, but you know they put in like 3 bags in there. But anyway, that's that for this. And then we have the 1966 Buick Riviera from Hot Wheels. So anyway, this thing is pretty nice. Really one of my favorite castings so far this year. They did a pretty good job. I think this might be my favorite Riviera. Yeah, the 66s. So anyway, didn't really do too much with it. Didn't really paint the interior or nothing. Didn't, you know, paint the lights yet. But, you know, I just wanted to see what I could do, you know, wheel-wise with this one. So you're just a straight-up wheel swap. it was kind of difficult because, these kind of cars, these big bodies, especially when you lower them, you kind of have to tuck those wheels in, which makes the axles a lot shorter, which means that when you want to do a wheel swap, you're going to have to make your axles shorter too. So yeah, not quite as, easy as it looks or sounds. So you really got to do some measuring. Hey, but like they say, you measure twice, all you got to do is cut once. So anyway, really like these wheels on it. Again, these are for my ride. Need to order some more wheels because I'm getting kind of low on them. But if you noticed, these are the same wheels that are on this Audi right here. My Audi RS2 Avant. But, on the Avant, these are just silver. On the Riviera, though, these are just straight up chrome. So, yeah, pretty nice. I'd say, it's a pretty versatile wheel. But, of course, it looks the chrome one looks better goes better with the classic cars, the vintage stuff. So yeah, pretty pleased with the results. Really like this Riviera. Looking forward to doing more of them. Definitely going to do a full paint job of one of them, one of these days. So there's that for that one. Stuttering a little bit. Just give me a minute, guys. It's been a while since I've been on the mic. All right, for our last car is, my Bizzarini 5300 GT Corsa Revival. This is a car that they actually brought back from the 60s. So yeah, kind of an obscure brand, Bizzarini. If you're not familiar, it's an Italian company that made, race cars and, sports cars on the side to help pay the bills, if you know what I mean. So anyway, yeah. I'd say that, I pretty much outdid myself, even, just on a little bit of detail that I did do. Of course, the wheel swap on deck. And then, got these, got the window trim in silver. Did some more detail right there with with these air intakes, I believe, on the back glass, and then the fill cap right there, which is an interesting placement. But it is a race car. They put them every which way anyway. So yeah, this is what it looked like before. You might not notice the difference with the ride height, but I did lower this one. I had to kind of sort of take some pictures to show you how low I got it. So yeah, there's a huge difference right there. Yeah, pretty pleased with the results. And yeah, I had to kind of use my axles for this one too. But anyway, pretty nice. Yeah, glad. Oh yeah, while I'm rambling, I might as well show you the engine. Because this was from the Matchbox moving parts line. So it's got, opening hood, of course. basically what I did was, chrome out the pipes on the one that I worked on. Yeah, you can see it a lot better with the flash off. So yeah, this has definitely been one of my favorite Matchbox castings, especially yeah, from last year. Yeah, this is my favorite Matchbox casting from last year, because I really like these Italian sports cars, especially from the 60s. Really like the way they look. And I'd say, I had to pat myself on the back on this one. Really outdone myself. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Took a little bit longer than I expected it to be, but there's a lot that went into it. Especially when you work on stuff like this. It takes some time. Now for the parting group shot. Get these all situated. So yeah, I'd say thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all of y'all's patience. There we go, much better. Definitely got another custom in the works. Probably show that tomorrow as a surprise. So next month, I'm definitely going to have some new stuff in, because I got my eye on something that I've been wanting for a while. So anyway, I'm going to get my butt on out of here. Get back to work with some wheel swaps and some full paint jobs. And I'll see y'all good folks later. All right, y'all. Have a good one.